Let me reassure you that the boy on the wire will not go plummeting to the ground. We can't afford to lose him. He'll be needed in the story later on. He goes down on one knee, juggling the balancing pole until he has steadied himself again. Then, slowly, shakily, he gets to his feet and moves on. There is a unanimous sigh of relief from the spectators, who break into applause and cheers as the boy springs lightly to the roof of the second building and makes a sweeping bow. The fashionably dressed young woman releases her hold on Joseph's arm. "I beg your pardon," she says. "It's all right," replies Joseph. Actually, he was enjoying it. "I was so afraid that he was going to fall." "You didn't need to be." Joseph leans closer to her and says confidentially, "If you want to know the truth, he didn't lose his balance at all. He was only pretending so the audience would applaud more." The young woman places her hands peevishly on her hips. "Well, that's a thoughtless thing to do. You've seen him perform before, then?" Joseph nods. "In fact, we live in the same boarding house." "Oh? Are you a performer, too?" No, he laughs uncomfortably. At least not yet." He blushes slightly, and perhaps in hopes of impressing the young lady admits, "My father and I, we have a sort of mind-reading act, but we're still perfecting it." He has never told this to anyone before, since he's unsure that they ever will manage to perfect it. But there's little danger in telling it to someone he doesn't know, someone he will likely never see again. The young lady does seem impressed. "Really? What's your name? I'll watch for you." "Joseph Ehrlich." I won't bother telling you the young woman's name. Joseph is right, we won't be seeing her again. Now, you may think that you'd rather follow her as she makes her way through the crowd. I don't blame you. She is an attractive and amiable girl, with a charming smile. But she's not going anywhere you'd care to go. She's on her way to a meeting of the Sanitary Commission, which raises money to aid the wounded, an admirable undertaking, but not really very interesting. If, on the other hand, you stay with Joseph, you will meet some characters who are far less ordinary than he is, including the young high-wire artist, who is known as El Niño Eddie. That's only his stage name, of course. His real name is Eduardo Montoya, and though the playbills and newspaper advertisements claim that he is 8, he is in fact a 12-year-old who is unusually small for his age. As Joseph heads up Louisiana Avenue, he hears his name being called, and turns to see a boy in a brown coat and cap hurrying toward him. "Eddie?" says Joseph. "Shh," says the boy. "I don't want them to know it's me." "Who?" El Niño Eddie jerks a thumb over his shoulder. "The bloodthirsty ghouls." "The spectators, you mean?" The boy nods. "If they recognize me, they'll want my autograph." "What's wrong with that? I wish somebody wanted my autograph." El Niño Eddie shrugs. "I liked it at first, but after 3 or 4 years it gets tiresome. Besides, I don't want to miss supper." Eddie and Joseph aren't paying much attention to what's going on around them. Their main concern is getting back to Mrs. McKenna's boarding house before all the food is gone. So we'll ignore them for a moment and have a look at the city for ourselves. 3 years ago, Washington had the air of a sleepy southern town, one that reluctantly came to life only during those months when Congress was in session. The war has changed all that. In addition to freed slaves and landowners forced off their land, the city teems with soldiers, and not just Union men. The number of rebels who have given up the cause and fled to the north grows daily. It's startling to see Confederate officers strolling the streets, too, in full uniform. They are not actual deserters. They were captured and then paroled after giving their word that they would not return to their commands. Along with the refugees, soldiers and former soldiers, the city has attracted a large number of opportunists. They know how carelessly, even foolishly, enlisted men will part with the wages for which they have risked their lives, and they are determined to profit from it. Some are legitimate businessmen and women selling necessary goods and services, but there are also the gamblers, the confidence men, the ladies of the night, the pickpockets, and, of course, the entertainers.